1.4, other types of equations. We're going to take a look at equations with radicals. So what we want to do is we want to isolate the radical, and then we want to square both sides. So when we square both sides, on the left, we'll have 3x plus 1, and on the right, we'll have 16. Now, whatever type of equation we get after we square both sides, we just solve using any appropriate technique. So this is just a single variable linear equation, and we get x equals 5. Let's put in our minds that we do need to check these because we can run into situations where the proposed solution does not actually solve the original statement. So this one, we do get a true statement. Okay, now we've got one that's going to lead to a quadratic. So isolate the radical and then square both sides. Then we get x squared plus 6x minus 16 equals 0. So quadratic equation. We can solve that using the zero factor property. Then we're going to call these the proposed solutions. We do have to check to make sure they work. When we plug in -8 into the original, we do get a true statement. We plug in 2 into the original, we do get a true statement. So the solution is both of these. Now on this one, we've got square root 6x plus 16 equals x. So the original is x to the first power. And when we square both sides, we get an x squared. So the resulting quadratic is x squared minus 6x minus 16 equals 0. Now, the proposed solutions here are x equals 8 and -2. When we go to check, x equals 8 works. That gives us a true statement. But when we plug in -2, this is not a negative radical. It's a positive radical. So we're going to have a positive on the left, and then that's a negative on the right. So a positive does not equal a negative. So -2 is not a solution. That is known as an extraneous solution. So the solution set is just 8. Then we've got some rational exponents. So just recall how to convert from exponent notation to radical notation. Might help using one or the other depending on just your personal preference. So if I had x to the 2/3 equals 5 and I cube both sides, then I would get x squared equals 5 cubed. 5 cubed is 125. So then square root both sides. Now that's plus or minus since we've got an x squared. So plus or minus the square root of 125, which is plus or minus 5 root 5. Here's the side work to break down that radical. Okay, so we can just think of it as taking both sides to the 3/2 power. So 9 to the 3/2 is plus or minus 27. So that would be 9 cubed and the square root of that, minus 1 on both sides. And then on this one, we break that up into two equations since we do have the plus or minus. So one of those is positive 27, the other is negative 27. Subtract 1 from both sides, then we get 26 and negative 28.